We'll be working our way back to top four, yeah, with a Thomas Tuchel inside. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, yours, Jan. I hope you are all doing well today. I really do hope that, my friends, and welcome back to Chelsea News, and welcome to today's video. I've said that. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about defenders. Thiago Silva's interest and desire to stay at Chelsea, extend his deal, David Alaba's incredibly high wage demands, and how that might be a problem for whoever wants to sign him. And should Thomas Tuchel just look within for another centre-half? Should he just look at what he's got? He's apparently a coach who likes to assess his youth. Chelsea have got really good up-and-coming players. We got a lot of defenders, man. Like, a lot, bro. Strap yourselves in, subscribe if you're new, get comfortable. If you want to do something sweet and lovely, drop a like on this video to help me out, friends. And you might notice I'm wearing OneFootball gear. Chelsea News is brought to you by OneFootball. That's right, OneFootball is the only app you will ever need regarding getting information about the beautiful game. A totally free application for your mobile phone that keeps you updated with Chelsea or indeed any team, transfers, lineup, statistics, other news. So totally free, and you there watching this can achieve having this app. Is that English? Click the link in the description, go check out OneFootball now. Just realised I'm wearing my old glasses and the reflection isn't that bad. Let me know in the comments if you don't mind me wearing these glasses, or do I just have to keep my glasses off? Anyway, let's roll on to the first story in today's video and talk about, Thiago Silva. That's right, it would come as no surprise to you that Thiago Silva wants to stay and extend his contract at Chelsea Football Club. Trigger the clause, giving him an extra additional 12 months, or who knows, maybe even another 2 years. Weird, right? Chelsea having a player that's pushing 40? Look, man, I think Thiago Silva was interested in the move to Chelsea regardless. Even if he wasn't offered a new deal at PSG, which wasn't Thomas Tuchel's fault, by the way, I think he liked the idea of a new challenge, coming to the Premier League, showing what he can do, playing at the highest level, which would demonstrate he can continue playing for Brazil and go into the next World Cup, even at the age of 37, 38, which sounds mental, but if he's playing at the highest level in the Premier League, you have to say, alright, well, you can definitely play for Brazil. So I think he liked the idea anyway, but you marry that with his boss, Thomas Tuchel, coming to Chelsea. I think first and foremost, I want to say, Thiago Silva was very, very happy Frank Lampard showed faith in him. He said that in multiple messages and interviews. He's really thankful to Frank for bringing him to Chelsea, showing him that faith, and they have a massive mutual respect for each other. But the fact remains, Thiago Silva loved Thomas Tuchel. They had a great relationship at Paris Saint-Germain, and it wasn't Tuchel that sent him out, it was the Leonardo, the sporting director. So he probably thinks, wow, I've got this new exciting opportunity in the Premier League, and the coach that knows me so well, Thomas Tuchel, is now here. Superb. But at this point, Thiago Silva is probably thinking, I'm really at home, this is the place for me. All his kids speak fluent English, so they're loving living in London. His wife loves it as well. His family's settled. It all sorts out. We as Chelsea fans adore Thiago Silva from his time at Chelsea so far. Oozes class. Amazing positioning, superb athleticism in terms of like reaching balls for interceptions with his feet, amazing long diagonal passes with both feet. I think most Chelsea fans, if not all of them, would want Thiago to stay and extend his contract. And to be honest, if you think about it, I reckon Thomas Tuchel would probably want that as well. But I don't think it stops there. There is an indication that Chelsea want another top tier centre-half or want a different centre-half to bring into the fold. I think this was the case pre-Thomas Tuchel, and it remains the case post-Thomas Tuchel, or at least now with Thomas Tuchel. Drink every time I say Thomas Tuchel. So we'll see what happens there. Leave me your comments down below. Let me know if you want Thiago Silva to stay, although I'd assume you'd all probably say yes. Anyway, let's move on to the next story in today's video and talk about David Alaba. That's right, the player that you thought I might have been speaking about in yesterday's video with this agreement made in principle for Jerome Boateng, which might still happen, of course. But most of the football fans from around the world want David Alaba, and that'd probably include Bayern Munich fans in that wanting to keep him. Of course, he's available technically on a free transfer in the summer. The heavy favourites to sign him were Chelsea Football Club and of course Real Madrid, who are looking the most likely of the two. But all teams in La Liga have big financial problems, and apparently David Alaba's wage demands are £400,000 a week. Now, Matt Law of the Telegraph wrote an article breaking this sort of story in terms of wage demands, talking about that story a little bit further, and other publications have piggybacked off that and spoken about this story. Now, if you think about Chelsea's top earner at the moment, it's N'Golo Kante, and it's under 300,000, and I think they gave that to him after he won the World Cup. He'd won a Premier League with Chelsea. He was recognised as the best CDM in the world, best kind of character to have in your club in terms of professionalism and not, kicking up a fuss. You give that kind of player £295,000 a week, which I believe N'Golo Kante is on. Chelsea were only willing to break that for Eden Hazard to convince him to stay and not go to Real Madrid when he was, I believe, 28 years old. I think they would have given him like a 4, even 5-year deal at £400,000 a week. So basically what David Alaba is asking and demanding. But as good as David Alaba is, he's not Eden Hazard. And of course the financial climate has changed and there is difficulty even for a rich club like Chelsea, and they will not give in reportedly to these wage demands. So if he lowers said demands, Chelsea Football Club would reportedly be very interested in signing David Alaba. And why wouldn't you be? I've spoken on this channel many times about Alaba. I'll say it again, incredibly versatile. He can play centre half, he can play left centre half as in a free, he can play left back, he can play CDM. Oozes class, absolutely amazing player, and I think he would thrive in the Premier League. Of course, he's in his prime as well. He's just been around for so long with so much experience. Everyone assumes he's in his early mid-30s, but in fact, he's 28, I believe, so it's incredible. Now, I do think he would be an excellent signing for Chelsea, but I don't think he should come in and be our top earner. I don't know. If he could maybe be on parity with N'Golo Kante, of course, it's important to mention that exciting and interesting word, amortization. The way Chelsea assess players and contracts, they add their transfer fee onto their wages and split it up every year. Now, when you don't have a transfer fee and you come as a free transfer, like say David Alaba would be, that 400k a week when amortized isn't actually that much, and you'd probably be less money. It'd probably cost Chelsea less money than say a Ben Chilwell would over the length of his contract. So you think of it that way in terms of how much he'd actually cost Chelsea, it would end up less. But that's still really not the point, whether it's principle or the fact how unrest in the dressing room playing a player that much. There's a lot of things to consider, and £400,000, man, a week. It's a lot, isn't it? So I'll leave this one with you guys to put your comments down below regarding those wage demands, and think of it from both sides. That's a lot of money to be paid, but also the amortization, how ultimately it would cost the club less than another player they've already bought. Let's move on and talk about some centre-halves that are already at Chelsea. Alright then, so Chelsea have loads of centre-halves on their books. I'm gonna just, fire through these quickly. First of all, let's talk about Kurt Zouma, because he was excellent under Frank Lampard. He's been around Chelsea for a long time, and he's got loads of Premier League experience. Chelsea, Stoke, Everton, highly rated and worth a lot of money. Does that mean Chelsea would want to sell him? I'm not so sure. Maybe Tuchel doesn't fancy certain elements of his game. Amazing in the air, he's got a goal in him, and he's an amazing character. I would like to see Kurt Zouma stay in the squad, but do you think he's the answer, like the one to be brought in? Let me know in the comments as we move on to another player. And that is Malang Sarr. Chelsea just signed this guy last summer. We don't know much about him. We signed him from Ligue 1 to loan him out immediately, which we did to Porto. He's a left footer. He's built incredibly well. He's a physical specimen, though not that tall. Really, the jury's out, and I don't know too much about Malang Sarr, so let me know your comments and knowledge about him down in the comment section below to share with the group. But he, of course, is another option for Chelsea Football Club. Next up is Mark Guehi. He's had a couple of loans. He's looking very good indeed at Swansea. Another academy superstar, very highly rated, and could be considered for the Chelsea first team next season if Thomas Tuchel gets a clean eye on him, maybe does some analysis work of his games at Swansea. A lot of people I speak to that know the academy far better than me say Mark Guehi is a superstar in the making and we should consider him. So again, let me know your thoughts on Guehi down in the comment section below as we go into the next player. And that is Xavier Mbuyamba. Chelsea bought this specimen from Barcelona, dubbed the next Van Dijk because he's Dutch. Do you know what I mean? He's tall, he's strong, technical. I think if we bought him from La Masia, he wasn't going to get a new deal, or he didn't want to sign a new deal. He's coming through some injury problems, but he's just healing up now. He looks like he's built for the Premier League, and he's highly rated. I don't know much about him. I've seen a short reel of him, and he looks cool in Instagram photos, I'd like him in the Chelsea team, but ultimately it's up to the gaffer. Let me know your thoughts on Xavier Mbuyamba down in the comments section below. And finally, of course, big Fikayo Tomori went on loan just before Frank Lampard got sacked. Even if Thomas Tuchel came in prior, I think he still would have gone to AC Milan, because Milan's such a massive club, a titanic figure in world football, and they're looking to put a real title charge on for the Scudetto in Serie A this season. And if he goes there, wins the league, that's an incredible feat for the youngster. You got Maldini calling him up on the phone saying he's amazing, he's starting every game now, he's keeping clean sheets. Amazing. I'm so happy for this player on loan, because it's such an amazing opportunity for him. Apparently he's really excited, learning Italian, and he's getting really well integrated. I do fear he's just going to want to stay at Milan. And if he does, a huge loss for Chelsea, whatever, it sucks, but it's still kind of cool, because it's a nice story for a player. Of course, I'm English, I'm an England fan, so maybe he comes and starts for England, because we haven't got that many good English centre-halves. Gareth Southgate might look at this and go, ooh, a Milan defender doing really well, let's bring him into the England fold. It's a nice story. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on that down in the comment section below, because I'm going to wrap it up for today, friends. I'm really keen to see what you guys have to say down in the comments. Please do drop a like if you've enjoyed today's content. Consider subscribing if you're new to the channel, my friends. Enjoy the football, and I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.